Chicken Police. What is this game and is it any good? Well, let's have a little look-see. Welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm TheMonk and today we are doing a review on Chicken Police. Sunny Featherland and Marty McChicken were once a legendary detective duo, the Chicken Police. But that was almost a decade ago, and now Sunny is just a semi-alcoholic wreck of a bird on his paid leave, while Marty still hides behind the facade of a star detective. During their last case, they nearly killed each other, and now Sunny and Marty have to work together on the weirdest case they have ever encountered. Developed by the Wild Gentleman and published by Handy Games, who actually sent us a key for this, so a big massive thank you to you guys. It's currently on the PC, the PlayStation, the Xbox and the Switch, and will set you back £25 or thereabouts, depending on what console or platform you're actually buying it on. Now, Chicken Police is a very, very strange game. Now, it's all set black and white. There's very little options in this game. For instance, you cannot turn the background music off at all. There's a master volume button for all sound in a game, and that's all you pretty much have control of. It's kind of a point and click game. Well, it is a point and click game. So you're a detective and someone approaches you and gives you this case, and it's your job or your mission to kind of unravel the mystery behind it. It leads to some pretty wacky and interesting events, and it gets you partnering up with your old partner, Marty McChicken. Not the Critically Clueless Martin, but, you know, Marty McChicken. Might be his new nickname. Who knows? Now, I have to confess, at the beginning of this game, I found it incredibly frustrating. I got a little bit stuck and I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Unfortunately, this is one of those games where you have to do things in a particular order in order to progress the game. You could be clicking on the right thing the very first time, as in the next thing that would take you to the next level, but because you didn't necessarily go A, B, C and you just try to go C, the game does not let you do that. And so for me, sometimes that made me think, oh, okay, well, I've already looked there, I've already done that, I don't need to redo that. But it's because I didn't do it in the correct order, so it was a little bit frustrating. Don't really like games like that, you know, just because I feel like, you know, especially if you're the detective, you know, surely you should be able to investigate things as you want to, but you got to do it in a certain way. So that was kind of annoying. One of the plus sides, though, is this game is fully voice acted. Now, I came up against quite a lot of different characters in this game, and every single one of them was fully voice acted. All the dialogue comes up on screen, so that way, you know, if you didn't want to listen to it, you could just read it. But every single character, every single thing that's written down that's coming from them is actually pretty much all fully voiced and will be read to you. A lot of the actual notes will be straight up read to you as well, so you don't have to do that. I found that really interesting. I wasn't expecting it, as it's quite a small game. I wasn't expecting this game to be fully voice acted, and even though this game's done in black and white, I actually quite liked the graphics in this game. The lack of options for me is a big letdown for this game. And I can see that this game will appeal to a certain audience. However, for me, it just turns out this isn't my sort of game. And so I didn't really have a great time playing it. But it is interesting. All the characters seem quite interesting. You kind of want to know a little bit more than maybe the game does tell you. You can talk to them at first, and then after you've had a little chat to them, you learn a little bit more about them. You can actually interrogate them and give them a form of questioning, which is pretty cool. And every bit of information you get gets noted in this ledger, which you can read at any time. It keeps track of every single person you've seen, every single bit of information you've got. which can be really helpful, especially if you're trying to figure something out. For me, right at the beginning of the game, you get given a phone number. If you do things in a certain order, you'll get given a phone number, and you have to read the fact that you got that phone number, and then of course ring the person up. Now, the very first time that this happened, I didn't do things in the right order. I didn't get my phone number, and then when I did get my phone number, I accidentally clicked off said phone number before I had a chance to actually read it, which was again really frustrating. I didn't even notice it pop up actually the first time. So this game can be really frustrating. You have to have an eye for detail, but I guess, you know, that goes hand in hand with having to be a detective. So maybe a little bit of immersion there for you. But this is most definitely a quirky and a quite unique game. Now, I've played a lot of unique games this year, apparently. And this is definitely in a category of its own, that's for sure. The quirkiness is quite funny, though. Some of the lines that Marty McChicken comes out with is just hilarious, and makes me wish that sometimes Marty McChicken was actually running the show instead of Sonny, because Sonny's kind of like he's a sensible one, unfortunately. Marty comes up with all these great ideas, and it's Sonny that says, no, 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 you cannot knock out the bouncer, for instance. It's a shame. Also, you find that Marty McChicken seems to be talking to his guns an awful lot, which, again, I thought was quite funny. It's just a funny little quirk in this game. And the random animals that come into it is quite funny, all on human bodies. Not really sure what all that's about, but it's definitely an interesting game. But all that being said, I'm going to give this game a disappointing 5 out of 10. Now, I wanted to play this game. It was a game that I've been looking at for the last couple of months. I researched into a little bit, but unfortunately, it just fails to deliver for me. It's just that. So some of the things are so frustrating that it no longer becomes fun. And ultimately, this is why we play games, to have fun, to relax, to enjoy the experience. And sometimes for me, this game it was too frustrating, and it just brought out of that whole side of it. So unfortunately, this game only gets a disappointing 5 out of 10. But if you have played this game, or if you have seen this game before you've seen me talk about it, let me know in the comments your thoughts on this game. Is this a game that you are just learning about right now after watching my review? If so, what do you think? Is this a game that you're going to be picking up? And if not, tell me why again in the comments. And I'll do my very best to make sure that I reply to each and every one of you. This is probably going to be one of my last and final reviews before you see Assassin's Creed from me, as that is the next big project that I'm looking to do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and if you have, don't forget to hit that like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, and that way you don't miss out on more great videos just like this. I've been TheMonk, and we've been Critically Curious, and I'll see you guys in the next video real soon. I'll catch you later.